Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, the 2012 National High School Principal, Michael Foran.
Thank you. It's truly an honor to be here, and when I was first asked, I reflected back to 1992. 1992, I sat where you guys are sitting, and I remember it distinctly. I remember sitting over in that area over there, and I remember my wife and my daughter, who was at the time just turned a year old, coming in, and I could hear my daughter talking throughout the whole program. And like I said, it's very clear in my memory, but one thing I don't remember is I have no idea who the commencement speaker was. So I understand my role here, and my. But I do want to take a few minutes, first of all, and congratulate you specifically. The basketball coach, Bobby Knight, said, and this is not a direct quote, but many people wish to succeed and prepare to succeed, but few people do the work to prepare to succeed. And you all did the work to get here. And that work you should be congratulated for. You now are leaders. You're going to leave this arena, and you are leaders in your field. You've accomplished a great deal. As you move forward, and as I reflect back to 1992, leadership has changed a great deal. When I came through school, school was very competitive. When I first entered the leadership arena in education, it was more competitive, and I say this in a little bit of a negative way. When we were competing, we were trying to just do better than everybody else. And as long as we were doing better than most other people, there was a bell curve. And as long as we were on the right side of that bell curve, we were okay. And now in 2012, we've moved away from the bell curve, and we've moved from competitiveness to collaboration. And we moved from everybody being pretty good to striving to be great. And the reason you're sitting here today is, I think, because you found something you were good at, you worked very, very hard at it, and you went from good to great. And that's something you should truly be proud of. And as you move forward as leaders, your role, I think, is to help others go from good to great, to help others recognize their potential, whether you're in education or any other field, and go from good to great. Help them recognize the things that they are good at, learn to work very, very hard at those things, and from there go from good to great. And how we do that, especially for those who may not recognize what they're good at right away. We face, especially in education, a lot of our students don't realize what they're good at yet, and are often bombarded with what they're struggling with and told they need to spend more time on that and not what they're good at. So how do we get those kids to recognize what they're good at, to have the heart and the soul to work hard at that, and to go from good to great? And in thinking about that, I thought about a speech that I read a long time ago, Martin Luther King's speech, and it's the mountaintop speech, and it's a long speech, and if you get a chance, read it, because it's a great speech. It's not as famous as the more famous speech that he made in Washington, but in the mountaintop speech, during part of it, he refers to the parable of the Good Samaritan, and I think most of you are familiar with the parable of the Good Samaritan. And in that parable, he talks about how the man was injured at the side of the road, and he talks about how he and his wife traveled down that road and recognized what a dangerous place it was, and why the priest and the Levite who should have been willing to help the man who was injured upon the road passed him by. And Martin Luther King kind of hypothesized about that, and he said, I think after traveling down the road, the Levite and the priest who passed him by first looked at that man injured on the side of the road, looked at the surroundings, and thought to themselves, what might happen to me if I help him? Is he faking it? Are the robbers still around? Is it possible that I'll get robbed and I'll get injured? And the Samaritan who came by later looked at the individual on the side of the road, and he said to himself, what will happen to him if I do nothing? And he helped them in. And as we move forward, and as you move forward as leaders, you're going to come across people who are injured, Some of those people may be injured visibly. More of them will be injured less visibly, emotionally challenged by their surroundings, by poverty or by broken homes. If you're a parent or in any profession where you lead, you're going to come across people that are injured. And you may look at them, and if you look at them and you say, what might happen to me if I help them? You might think, well, they may turn on me, or I might not have it in me to help them, and I might disappoint myself and disappoint them. And if you do that, you're going to choose the wrong path. But if you look at those people as you come across them and you say, what will happen to them if I do nothing? You're going to do the right thing. You're going to stand up and help those people. And that's what leadership is truly about. And that's how you as leaders are going to make a great contribution in this country. So as you move through life and you come across people who face challenges far greater than you have, in fact, challenges maybe far greater than you feel you can impact them, look at them and say, what will happen to them if I do nothing? And do the right thing. And when you do that, be proud of where you came from, be proud of Central Connecticut State University, and you will make a tremendous, tremendous impact on the lives of many. So congratulations again. God bless you all. Thank you for having me back.